Hello, again, and welcome to the Backbone Podcast, where common sense still makes sense in a world that is sick and only getting sicker. And, well, there's the view. There is the view that we'll be talking about today. We're going to be talking about J Ho and the scorned woman energy. And let me tell you something. If you're a guy out there, and listen, I'm not going to tell you that it's easy, but if you're a guy out there and you see a chick that looks like this, that behaves like this in public, in front of the world, and more importantly, in front of her children, you need to run, because that's the view. You're not the only one that's getting that view. There are a lot of dudes getting that view. There are a lot of guys who got that view already, and there's more to come. Jennifer Lopez went scorched earth on her ex-husband and lover, or whatever you want to call him, Ben Affleck. Now, she was performing in Lucca, Italy, in a music festival there, and she wasn't shy about sharing her bedroom antics, her bedroom fantasies, and she did this to a cheering crowd who knows if they even understood what she was saying. But this went viral, and of course, her kids are going to see this. She got raunchy about her sex life in front of the entire world in a shocking set that was so unnecessary. What did it have to do with the show that she was performing in? Well, I'll let you decide. Maybe I'm just a prude. Who knows? But I'll let you decide. Here are the comments, and I quote. This is from Lopez herself. "I have to be honest with you. Sometimes I get in different moods at night. I don't know about you, but I do, and sometimes I like it hard." "Other days, I'm feeling a little romantic," she continued. "You put on candles and soft music. On those days, I like it real slow." I think J-Lo likes it hard more times than not. Lopez reportedly laughed as the crowd screamed with I don't know if it's admiration or shock. But she continued, and I quote, "But there's other days, maybe because it's a new kind of time for me. Maybe it's because it's summertime and it's hot outside. I feel a little more naughty." You ever get that feeling where you feel like being naughty? On those days, I like it real fast. This is a hoe. This is a woman. She's 56 years old, or she'll be 56 tomorrow. She's not going to run out of options because she's still okay looking. She's still got the goods, and she's got money, and she's got fame. So guys are going to bang her no matter what. But it's going to be but the end is here. It's near. And for a woman her age to be behaving and saying stuff like this is ridiculous. It's absurd. And to dance and do some of the crazy things. If you go online, you'll see it. She's like jumping on guys' faces and rubbing up against other dancers. And where's the entertainment in that? Being a floozy? Now, according to other media sources, Lopez also performed a new song called "Up All Night." Now, "Up All Night," from what we're hearing, she dedicates songs about her bitter split with Ben Affleck. And the song "Up All Night" apparently is about him. And these lyrics are, well, I mean, I guess I'll read it to you. Here are the lyrics, which appear to take a shot at ex-husband Ben Affleck, and I quote, "I'm up all night dancing on somebody, living my best life. I bet you wish that you were by my side. I got tired of you breaking me down. Look at me now," she sings in the song. Now, according to other media sources, she's written enough songs to make an entire album. First of all, she didn't write anything. She didn't produce anything. Somebody's writing these things for her. An insider has claimed that the material was inspired by what she went through in her relationship with Affleck. There is another song or record entitled "Wreckage of You," and it's supposed to be specifically about Affleck. Now, I haven't heard these songs. I'm just going by what these sources that I've looked up for content have pointed out. And she's obviously a scorned woman. Now, this is what happens when women in relationships break off. They become so scorned and so evil because this is who they are. I've told you before, they have hell within them. There's no love within a woman. There's only hell. And you can say whatever you want. Oh, my girl's different. Wait until she goes. She will do exactly what this woman's doing. She will attack your manhood. She will publicly try to embarrass you. And she will make you feel, as a man, inadequate. Because this song, Up All Night, is supposed to suggest that Affleck was not satisfying her. He wasn't capable of satisfying her. Now, Lopez has been married 4 times, all of them ending in divorce. Are all these guys wrong? Are every single one of these guys wrong? I mean, you know, if you have one marriage and it goes bad, listen, I've been there. But now, the way she's behaving, and by the picture that you see that I have posted here, she's basically an OnlyFans girl now. She's getting paid to wiggle her ass and bend over and show the goods to anybody and everybody who will pay and who will listen and who will watch. She is a lost woman, and there are a lot of women who are lost. And this album that she's coming out with doesn't make Ben Affleck look bad at all. This makes her look like such trash. That it's gotta be humiliating for her kids. It's gotta be. I mean, you can't be human. You can't tell me that you like seeing your mom wiggling her ass on social media in a concert, and it doesn't affect you in some way. And for anybody to say, well, this is a new era for Jennifer Lopez, she's ramping up her sex appeal. No, this is trash. This is garbage. This is hoe season. There's nothing brave about this. There's nothing sexy about this. That is garbage that you see right here. That is absolute. There's no talent in that. None. A woman bending over and showing the world her ass, it takes no effort. Zero. But of course, we live in a feminist world, and this is considered brave. It's considered talent. And she's going to be releasing more songs, and she's going to continue to attack Ben Affleck with these songs. There's another song that she wrote called Birthday, because tomorrow, July 24th, is her birthday, apparently. And to mark her special day, she's going to release this song that taunts Affleck about what he supposedly lost when their romance ended. The lyrics to this song say, and I quote, "Every day's my birthday, bitch. You ain't never seen nobody do it like this. You ain't getting it tonight. You ain't on the list. Everything I want, I got. I ain't got I ain't got a wish." So apparently there's a list. If Ben Affleck's not getting it tonight, then who is? And apparently there's a list of guys that are going to follow. Now, I always say, listen, if you want to have a list, that's fine, but make sure that I'm, first guy online. I mean, she's basically saying that she's ready for the train. And that's that picture I put up there suggests that she's all ready. She's all ready to go. Homegirl is ready. This is what modern feminism has done to women. They've made being a slut, being trash, it's acceptable now. And it's sad because young girls are watching this saying, well, if Jennifer Lopez can do it, so can I. Now, of course, I don't know how you feel about Ben Affleck. He has been stoically silent, and silence is always power. You always let the scorned one look for validation, look for that false sense of community when they get that cabal of people who they don't care about you. They're just feeding off of your hate and your anger and your scorn. This is what women do best. They get that little cabal. Oh yeah, girl, it's girl power. It's your time now. It's your era. And meanwhile, the only way she'll ever become whole again is if she stops this madness. And she won't, because she thinks he's right. So there'll be about maybe 40 or 50 lucky guys who are going to come around the neighborhood, and they're all going to get their turn. They're all going to spank that juicy ass, and we're going to just sit back and see the pictures of her on the beach or on a boat or some basketball game, and some guy's going to be rubbing his hands all over her. And Ben Affleck will move on, and he'll find somebody else. Don't worry about Ben. He'll be fine. But the pair who they got back together, they were together in 2002. They first started dating back in 2002. And they got engaged. And after about 2 years, Affleck just couldn't handle the public scrutiny of the Bennifer era. Affleck to me seems more like I hate to say the word traditional, because we're going to be talking about what this whole trad thing is. But he seems to be more, he's a celebrity, but he doesn't want to have the nonsense. He doesn't want to deal with the nonsense. Lopez moved on and married her third husband, Mark Anthony, whom she has her twins with. They divorced in 2011. And then she went around and she started banging different guys. One of them was Alex Rodriguez. And if you're a Yankee fan, that was all over the news. Affleck found somebody, which I thought was a good fit for him. Her name is Jennifer Gardner, very beautiful girl. They got married in 2005, and they had 3 kids together. But Affleck began to hit the sauce. And he did go into rehab, and the couple split in 2015 after 10 years of marriage. And that's the other problem with women. When you're winning in the race, when you're gliding to the finish line in first place and that gold medal is right around your neck, women love you. But the minute there's a crack, The minute something bad happens, the minute there's some adversity, it's over. It's over. They don't want to have nothing to do with you. Women are front runners. And then, of course, in 2021, Affleck reunited with J Lo, and his whole persona changed. The man looked so exhausted being with this bitch for like the last 2-3 years that I just can't imagine what she's like. I can't imagine what she's like. I mean, she can't be that great in bed that you deal with this bullshit. It just you can't be. And we know so many girls who are like that because they're pretty. Some of them have great bodies. Some of them are great in bed. They think that they can destroy you outside of the bedroom, and that's like crack. You know, the crack it makes you feel good for like 7 seconds, but it destroys you for the rest of the 23 hours and 59 minutes and 53 seconds. Your life is a disaster after that. And it was at this point where we kept seeing pictures of Affleck just looking like he had had enough with life. And that's what women will do to you. Women sap your soul if you let them. Don't let them do it. Be a man. That's why we have the backbone. And that leads us to our next scorned woman. If you don't know who this is Hilary Crowder. And Hilary Crowder used to be married to Steven Crowder. Now, just to give you a little background here, the tool that you see on here is named Matt Walsh, and he's one of these, boring, mediocrity, no talents that somehow made it onto the media scene. And he's talking about traditional marriage. He's going back and forth with that other pimp, Andrew Tate. And I'm not really a fan of Matt Walsh, as I just stated, and I'm certainly not a fan of the antics of Andrew Tate, even though he does say some things that are correct, but his lifestyle is just bullshit. We all know it is. I mean, if you think he's really living that life of being a real man who has to pimp out, poor Slavic women, I mean, go ahead, go have at it. But my suggestion to anybody is never take the advice of a Muslim. But anyway, that's another story. But Matt Walsh is talking about traditional marriage and how it isn't natural, it's supernatural, it has everything to do with God, blah, 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 blah. And that men should never leave marriages. Okay, now let's remember this because Matt Walsh in 5 or 6 years probably will get divorced himself. But we see this guy, he's got the glasses, he's got the shitty beard, and he's just bloviating about marriage and God and Catholicism and all this. Hilary Crowder goes on X and she comments and reposts on Matt Walsh's marriage post on X. And she reads, and I quote, "The most alpha thing a man can do is marry and be faithful to a good woman for the entirety of his life, and to be willing to storm the gates of hell to stay married to her." This is very interesting because Hilary Crowder is telling men how to be an alpha, but meanwhile, she divorced her husband, right? She left him. She divorced this guy, and then she goes on social media and she releases home videos of private conversations between her and Crowder. She releases a video where they're having an argument, and he tells her to, like, I guess, back off. I forget exactly what it was, but it was hey, back off, or keep quiet or whatever. It wasn't abusive. It was what most guys who've had enough of bitching and bickering from women do. And of course, the media outlets and the traditional religious outlets said, oh, Crowder was wrong. He lost control. They didn't ask the question of what led to this. You mean to tell me he just woke up angry, pissed off, and just told her to go fuck herself? No, it doesn't work like that. She was needling and needling and needling and needling. We all know how these bitches are. She wouldn't stop, and the guy told her to back off. She released on social media telling the world that Crowder had some sort of augmented plastic procedure on his body. I think he had something going on with his chest or something like that. Maybe he had man boobs or whatever. She released that. She told the world. She showed the world their private security camera footage of them in the house and arguing and talking about marital things. She claimed that Crowder was abusive. That's the big word now. When you get into a relationship, that's what women are going to say when it breaks up. You were abusive. It happens to it's the new word now. That's not the new word. They've been using it for a while, but that's the word that's the number one word that you're going to hear. You're going to hear narcissistic, sociopath, and abusive. And the funny thing is that Hilary, little Hilary over here, sweetheart, is telling men how to be alpha and what men have to do. She said right in this tweet, men have to run through the gates of hell to keep a woman in their life. What do women have to do? Do women have any sort of responsibility at all? Women have any sort of accountability at all? Men are responsible for all things, and that's true. Men provide, men protect, men lead. Men are the head of the household, or at least that's how it should be. And that's what women want, right? They want men to do all those things. Fine. But women don't want men to have any sort of authority. Zero authority. Women want traditional men to provide, protect, give her the house, give her the car. But you can't tell me what to do. You can't tell me what to wear. You can never tell me to shut up because I have something to say. You will provide and you will do all the things that men are supposed to do, except have authority over me. It can't work like that. It just can't work like that. Women want to be the center of a social life. They want to have liberation and they want to have authority, but they don't want to have the responsibility that goes into having all those things. They want a man to flip the bill for that. And they want the man to take all the other responsibilities when it comes to raising kids, when it comes to providing for kids, when it comes to disciplining children, if a woman decides that she wants children at all, because remember, it's her body. If a woman doesn't want to have kids, I mean, we can't force her to do that. That would be wrong. Hilary is such an evil, hellish woman that she went to the Daily Wire where Crowder used to be employed, and she allied herself with people like Candace Owens and all the enemies that Crowder had at Daily Wire. And they went on a full assault on his professionalism, on his manhood. She painted him as this monster, this mean, awful human being. And this broad here is trying to tell and trying to lecture you about how to be a man. Sweetie, learn how to be a woman first because your mother failed you. You're the one who asked for the divorce. You're the one who aired out your dirty laundry in front of the whole world. You're the one who's abusing somebody by broadcasting private conversations in the marital home. You're the one who needs to look in the mirror and say, am I a woman? Because from where I see it, you're just a spoiled brat. You're just three holes. That's it. Women have no accountability. Women refuse to have any accountability, but they want all the authority. And that's why the world's all fucked up today. There's also the argument with Matt Walsh and Tate and this broad Crowder, who I've already had enough of, about what is trad. Words are being cut up and sliced up into these little sayings like simp and trad and all this other stuff. Like, what's a trad? What's a traditional man? What's a traditional woman? And again, I think it's more of opinion than anything else. I think it's a lot of fantasy more than anything else. But the traditional man, to me, was always the face of the traditional man was always the stoic man, the Marcus Aurelius, the Seneca, the Ciceros, the Epictetuses, the guys who thought, the guys who put their emotions on paper, the guys who didn't worry about things that they couldn't control, the guys who didn't have to insult people to make a point. Those, to me, were the guys that I always hold in high regard. I don't know what traditional means to you or to anybody else. I mean, if you were to Google trad woman, it would probably say that, well, she's a woman who's oppressed, someone who is subservient, uneducated, the victim of the patriarchy. It won't tell you, however, that the traditional woman has the greatest job in all of human history, and that's being a mother, a homemaker, a nurturer for her husband's children. They would rather have you be like a J Lo that has a list and how you're going to stay up all night to make sure that list gets checked off so you can have another list next week. This is, of course, the cancer and poison of feminists. Because if you're into more conservative traditional values, if you're a Christian or Catholic and you're into those values, that morality, it means you're against women's rights and you believe women belong in the kitchen barefoot and pregnant. You don't support abortion. You don't support equality and equity. You're a barbarian. You're a caveman. You're somebody who has a little penis and you are an incel. There's the attacks, the personal attacks on men that men have to go through all the time. It's all a charade. And one day, maybe not in my lifetime, hopefully in yours, maybe it'll go back to the way it used to be. Because the sufferers are ultimately women. There are, as sick as it sounds, there are scientists out there who are making robotic women who are just, I mean, they don't look, I don't know how anyone could do something like that, but it seems that men are going more towards artificial intelligence, and they don't care about spreading their seed or having families or having children. They just don't give a shit. And these women are getting older, and their eggs are becoming more like Parmalat than fresh eggs. And they're suffering now because when they hit their 38, 39, 40 years old, and guys don't want them for them, they just want them to just bang, 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 and see you later. that's when the wall hits. That's when the wall hurts. J Lo is starting to feel that now because she has to air out the fact that she likes it hard. Hilary Crowder, she's going to find out about that soon. And so many of her friends and so many women that you know will find that out too. But all we can do is pray, and all we can do is hope that the tide turns. People are saying that it is. I don't see it. I don't see it. I go out sometimes and I just see these girls. Some of them are married, some of them are not. They have their girls' night out, and let me tell you, girls' night out is not what you think. Just letting you know. Thank you again for watching. Please like, subscribe, comment, and share. Be careful out there, my friends. As you can see, Satan is busy and he's running amok. Be a man. Have a backbone. Because masculinity and common sense are worth standing up for. We'll see you later.